As soon as I got there was this girl like in a white dress. She was pushed on the ground, screaming her head off. And I'm like going, this is fucking surreal. What's going on here? This is awesome as well. And they're like, they're going, you are very important. You are very lucky. You'll get to see this. And I'm going, oh man, they're gonna let me go, aren't they? So I can tell everyone what's going on. I was a fool. I was a fool. So after about probably 5 minutes, they're going, you're very lucky. You get to be part of the ritual. I'm gonna go, okay. They drag me to this little pool of blood, pull me over it, pull my head up, slit my throat, get fake blood poured all over me as they do it, and I'm basically dead. That's how I stayed with it. I played dead. And they dragged my body off into their dead pool of bodies.
I'm from Sydney. I'm from Elgard, the realm of Elgard. Masket was my name, but now I am a rogue. Dexter Rouge. And my proficiency is with a two-hand. Unfortunately, I'm gifted with something that I have no experience in whatsoever.
They're fairly reliable.
I don't know what I can do.
So tonight I'm not wearing what I normally wear. Tonight I was dressed up as the ancestor who represents the spirit of the great eagle. So normally I don't wear feathers and that sort of thing, but we got into that for a bit of a special role play thing. It was a special night for this particular team, the Briar Wolves, and they had some cool stuff that happened.
If you die in the middle of a massive combat and you need to step back a bit to die safely, that's all right. Just as soon as the combat moves off, move back to your position. Don't just get healed from your new position. If we see you doing that, we will ask you to get off the field for the round. Is everyone clear on that? Yes! Cool, let's get going. Lachlan!
Stay away, Rightlanders! You treasure is ours!
So my brother and I, so my brother Jeff Creans and also Nelson Gallardo, the three of us put our heads together and created Swordcraft just over 4 years ago.
Got a throwing knife, careful!
So part of our vision was to grow our game on Friday nights. Part of our vision was to be able to do stuff on weekends where we get to go camping and do battles and sieges and all that sort of stuff. But one of the key parts of our vision was always to be a meeting place for people to come and do this sort of stuff. So they could get to know each other, keep the rules simple, still have the combat fast and furious, still get to dress up and look a bit silly, but also I think we look a bit bit badass as well. So
What's coming off you a bit of a drag?
No, I just got stabbed so fucking hard, man.
Where about?
Like right here.
I got hit in the face.
I never get the next line right because it goes fast. This.
My character, complete with titles, is Master Chaplain Sevatar of House Ventress, the Redeemer of Souls. And our warband do not like bandits and elves, because a member of the bandits insulted us, who also happened to be an elf. I'm taking a breather till halftime. I've been playing for almost a year now. Mostly it's fun, it's a great workout, you get to meet fun people, you try to kill them, and overall it's a great time. I mean, I haven't regretted it, I've made a lot of friends here. It's a good workout, keeps you fit. Seriously, the one time I'm wearing a full plate helmet, and I get hit in the face. But I'm not here slaughtering people randomly. Working up in South Melbourne at the market. It's horrible, horrible, soul-crushing place. Family business. Well, yeah, what can you do? I have a lot of work hours, but it's good work, good pay, and need to pay for this stuff. But yeah.
I see what you're filming now.
I've been coming about 4 years. I've been involved in the community for about 3.5. And I've been an organiser for about 6 months.
what interests you about Stormcraft and LARPing?
Something about a lack of shame. It's being able to get onto the train and being in your costumes and knowing that everyone's looking at you and just going, yeah, whatever. You wish you were this cool. So basically, I am the board member that shows up early in the evening and I leave late, and I organise the sign-in so the players can play. I basically make sure that the marshals have everything that they need in order to marshal. And I babysit too.
It's the second time that I've come down to this. Got me into it. It's always sort of been interested in sword play and that sort of thing. So there's that. What I do apart from this is my day job. As a part-time teacher, particularly in history and all that. So I've sort of had an interest in historical things. So this sort of naturally was a way to sort of bring me into it.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a bit hard, especially after you've ran around there a few times and then you get knocked down. So I can't be bothered getting up, I'm dead. Just go away, leave me alone. They usually already have the sizes up, but I just get the peasant to do it. There you go.
Yes. They're not going to keep me in 25.
They're adorable. These are the throwing ladders?
Yep.
Oh man. Why did I not order these?
Yeah, it's his awesome birthday, so...
A little bit of history. I'm basically the Duke of Dork as far as Melbourne goes. If there's like a nerdy thing somewhere, I'm involved in it. I used to run Australia's first manga collective, and then I ran Melbourne Science Fiction and Fantasy Bookstore after the previous owner decided that he'd like to pursue other life goals. And then after that, it sort of slowly transformed into all of this, because books are kind of, print books at any rate, they're kind of a dying medium, particularly in sci-fi and fantasy, because you've got all of the hardcore nerds as your core audience, so of course they're going to jump onto ebooks first. So we started selling a couple other props, and the D&D fans really, really liked the weaponry. And eventually it sort of went from being a thing of just a couple of weapons a week to being the majority of what we were selling, at least, you know, by gross. So we ditched the books because, sadly, market realities, and we're doing this full time now, and it's gone gangbusters. So good. Alrighty, enjoy lunch.
Alright.
Can you please bring me no, bugger, I'll just make coffee here, it's fine.
No, I can bring you a coffee, that's fine.
I
I will
stop
even
spending
not
money.
get you one from Ambrosia.
No, I gotta stop spending money on things that I can make for myself. So that's kind of my original character there, who's basically just a partially demonic warrior. And then occasionally I go live action internet troll. You can tell that I work in IT because I'm wearing a necktie. It's also the emotional armor. And then, you know, just other characters as well, like I've got this sort of Death Terror Knight thing that's a whole bunch of scary black plate mail. Last week's stock valuation put us somewhere around 15,000 units of stock. A lot of those things are small things like daggers and throwing spell balls and stuff. But yeah, we have just thousands upon thousands of swords and shields and bits of clothing and armor and elf ears and all that sort of stuff. And this isn't even like the full range of what we can get in, just because we don't have the physical space to house our full collective range. By and large, we've noticed that the majority of our customer base are actually, they're people in their mid to late 20s, they graduated uni, they got a job, and now they're kind of stuck in that position where, you know, they know they're destined for something better, but they're not in that promotional path yet that no one is before their 30s unless they've created like the latest whiz-bang app. So they're a little bit disillusioned with life, and they just need some kind of escape. And, you know, for whatever reason, you know, video games aren't going to cut it for them. So they like to get out in field, strap on the armor, and do World of Warcraft for real.
You think about a footy game with what, like, I don't even know, like 18, 20 people or something like that on each team. We've got like
heals the weak.
100, 200 people fighting against each other on a single field. It's like more epic than any footy game will ever be.
This is why we come here. That would.
Wait, you couldn't do it without your sword.
Too bad he doesn't have his proper sword.
Thanks,
Put the music on,
the traditional offering.
You want a music?
A mandarin.
Wait.
Yes. Too bad he doesn't have his proper sword. That would have made for quite the document.
Oh, sorry.
214 is the deduction. 200
Sadly, if we toss this up in the air, he can't
bloodshed and like
Live action roleplay in general doesn't have to be like that. Swordcraft's actually an example of a battle sport rather than a LARP. So other live action roleplays are, you know, just anything where people stop being themselves and there's context to a game.
He comes to me.
Groups come and go, and so the mythology sort of ebbs and flows along with it. So you've got the mainstay four groups of the Order, the Breton, the North, and 13th Free Company, and everyone else sort of revolves around them, I guess as it were, and the story sort of flows as the smaller groups basically change the balance of power between those four large groups.
同いを一人コーチをマスター継承打ちと大変 Got it?
What I do, I make sure people understand that I'm about to do it by doing something like this. Like I'll do normal fighting, then I'll go, "Ugh!" And I make it obvious that I'm not actually trying to hit you anymore, then I'm pretty much dead. It's like, "Ugh! Ugh! 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 Ugh!" No!
15, 14.
And that's pretty much it.
That's beautiful.
Try that way, yeah.
I reckon it's great.
I think we're more mental sitting here in the cold. What are you talking about? At least they're running around.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Take care.
The reason why I got into LARPing is it really does provide that escape that I mentioned before. Here I am, recently having turned 32. I have a couple of degrees under my belt. I used to be a project manager at an IT company, and I loathed that job so much that I would fantasize about ramming my car into a petrol tanker on Springvale Road so that I didn't have to go to work that day. And this wasn't a bad job. It paid really, really well. I liked my boss. It wasn't what I wanted out of life. And the sad thing is, I don't think that there really is a way to live in the 21st century that will give me what I want out of life. I've gotten this subconscious notion in my head that, you know, I can be the lead of this narrative that is my life, but that's not how life really works, is it? So when I pay my $15 on a Friday night, you know, all of a sudden I can be the hero, I can be the villain, I can be the big bad, I can be the greatest good, I can make a difference. No, that's my tobacco. Oh, you're so cute. I'm living the retailer's dream. I get to hit my customers. You know, we've all been there. We've been working at Hungry Jack's or at a bar or at the Gap, and you just get that customer who's so annoying, and you just wish you could reach over the counter and whack him with something. And for me, it's fantastic because I have a legitimate excuse that doesn't become like, you know, a GBH case and half an hour on Today Tonight.
Our ground camp unified as an idea is better than us divided on it. Also, Free Company already have a fully developed plan for the Red Faction. They're more interested the last.
I am currently the Faceless Mercenary, which normally I wear contact lenses underneath this and can wear it, but tonight I'm very much going to have a face because I forgot to switch into my contacts before the game, and I can't get my glasses under the helmet. But yeah, it's basically just a stock standard mid-level fighter, mid-level armor. I'm not particularly good, I'm not particularly bad, so I'm able to hold my own on field in this getup, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not much of a character at the moment. At the moment it's, yeah, I don't even talk much. That being said, occasionally I'll run with the dwarves, in which case I end up being Mungo the Dwarf. They call me Mungo because I bruise easy.
Big image. They tell you that you can type a different goal.
How ready are we to kill some pelts? Yo! Sit on! There are Tracy's
Are we allowed to carry people on our shoulder entirely off the ground?
So long as it's in a slow walk.
With permission.
Yeah!
Yeah, don't just
ruin all my fun, Phil! Ruin all my fun! Actually, I gotta say, the roleplay thing gives some fantastic opportunities for hilarious fantasy racism. At conventions, half the time I'm a troll, the other half the time I'm an elf, just because they're really simple costumes that show off the stuff really nicely. Usually when I'm an elf, Jasmine will be serving another customer, and she's not very good with the bows. She'll ask me to come and string up a bow for a customer, and I'm like, oh, typical, get the elf to do it. So human of you, so racist, just so racist. And I like lean over to the customer, it's like, equal opportunity made us hire a human. And like, I don't get it, because I'd be totally fine with a black one, because these white ones have no style. Because racism's hilarious if it's fantasy racism.
Let's kill some honor!
Back of the bus. I was going to say, we've actually got one of our better customers just waiting outside.
Where is he?
Steve, you around?
Of course. I never left.
You want to come? Yeah, there you are. It's your birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
It is.
Sweet.
How old are you tomorrow?
29.
Wow.
I got a surprise for you.
Yay!
It's your own army of minions.
Yay! I think.
How are you, sir?
Well enough.
How's the market going?
Busy. Horribly busy. Horribly busy.
How often do you come along here?
Not as often as I'd like. He's usually busy. And I'm a nice customer. I make outrageous demands when he's available for them. I need this, by the way.
That's an order for Perth.
Well, I still need it.
Alright.
Print me 7 copies. On lilac paper, please.
We've got pearlescent paper at the moment, actually.
No, I need lilac.
Is it your birthday?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stu. Happy birthday to you.
Now which one of you slime bought this man a gift?
Alright, hang on.
We're buying him drinks later.
I didn't talk to him about it. I just gave him an army of gingerbread men.
He did, it was delicious.
There's like 50 in that box.
There's like 1 left. Parts of 1. Actually, you could make a whole one out of the parts. Mostly.
Do you want a shield?
And unfortunately, you do the work first, then you have fun. Like, as you saw me and Tom doing the work, and Friday nights is when we get to have fun.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, it's... I'll be honest, actually, and this might be worth recording. The rest of the week is pretty much... It's another warehousing job, and don't get me wrong, it's a good job, but it's just work. Like, you know, these could be cans of beans.
I got some ornament to pay back, that's for sure. And there's a corsair who's got a bounty on his head because he shot one of my friends in a nipple.
sort of person were you like before, and what would you say now on your gravestone? What would it sort of say?
What a dick. No. No. It's really hard to tell, really. I used to... That's a really good question. It really is. All right. So to put a bit of context on it, prior to the whole LARP thing, I would socially identify myself somewhere between goth and metalhead, with a liberal sprinkling of sci-fi nerd, which I think a lot of goths and metalheads, you know, that's pretty much where they fall into. And I'm politically astute, but not active. I want the world to be a better place, and I want the world to remember me. But how do you do that in the context of the 21st century unless you happen to be Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg or, you know, like, there are heaps of people that make wonderful things and no one remembers who they are. No one remembers the name of the guy that invented the photovoltaic cell. But I'm thinking perhaps that this way, you know, maybe I'll have people telling a couple of stories about me, you know, when I'm not around, which is always something nice, although very, very egocentric. So, who I was, repressed nerd. Repressed nerd sums it up pretty well. I was an IT projects manager that liked to watch Star Trek and Red Dwarf and listen to Nine Inch Nails and Fear Factory. And all of a sudden, I get to live those video clips and those TV episodes.
I'm properly dead, by the way. Don't help me. Oh man, I really shouldn't have had a cigarette at halftime. My lungs are killing me.
What are your sort of hopes and dreams for the store? Where do you sort of...
World domination! Or, you know, just a comfortable living, whichever. I'm good with both. That's so disturbing, Steve.
I can make it creepy if you like.
Cowards live forever!
We met this particular group of people, and I didn't think much about them. They were good folks. They gave us drinks and stuff like that, and then towards somewhere in the middle, we all organised to do a hot tub thing. So they had a whole heap of hot tubs there, and this is Germany we're talking about. So when you're doing hot tubs, you generally not got no clothes on. All right. So I didn't actually get into that hot tub thing because of something that happened. So one of the other guys basically went, "Oh, I'll pay for it later on and we'll do it again another time." So we did that. There's only like 3 of us in that particular hot tub. Sausage fest. And, but all of a sudden, I kid you not, this chick comes up. She's actually, I think she's one of the bar girls there, but she was off duty at the time. And she basically was wearing a towel. And basically said, "Oh, no, don't look, I've got to change." You know, she's doing in that. It was very obvious that she didn't really give a crap. So she's like taking the towel off, she's completely naked, just starts putting the clothes back on, slowly. That started it. So, the lights are off. No!